What's up, everybody? Time for some more rSpace. Am I the a-hole for refusing to buy my girlfriend a six-figure car? I, 24 male, am dating a woman, 26 female, who we'll refer to as A. For some context, I drive a 2019 Nissan GTR. It was my dream car growing up, and I told myself when I made it, I made enough money to afford it financially and not have it be everything in my bank account. I work a job making close to six figures, and I've learned to invest in stocks and crypto. I've made some good money, but of course stocks and crypto are never promised and could crumble tomorrow. My girlfriend drives a 2018 BMW M3, and it's a very nice car in good condition with no issues under the hood. The other day, she suggested I should order her a new Tesla for Christmas. The one she wanted before I put work into my car was more than my car had cost. Of course, I'm not saying I don't or won't spend money on her, but she drives a very nice car that I paid for. She pays the insurance and for the maintenance and upkeep. That is still a luxury car that drives well. I argued with her that I wasn't going to drop six figures on a car when I'm looking at buying us a house. Yes, even though we're under the dating title, hell, she has my name tatted on her, not my idea. And while I love her and I'm always buying her what I think she'd like or told me she liked as gifts, I just really think it's financially irresponsible to buy a new car for no reason. She tried insinuating I was being cheap because I spent more money on my car than I did hers, and my car has work in it. She tried accusing me of not loving her and only giving an F about myself. I genuinely don't think I'm the a-hole for spending my money that I work for on whatever I'd like. Yes, she works a job that she finds ideal and went to school for and enjoys, and I'm not pocket watching her. Am I the a-hole for refusing to buy her a new car? Edit. Just to clarify, when I do the math, I automatically factor in taxes because I don't consider it my money or when I spend on something. It's not whatever the sticker price is. It's what the taxes and fees included in my brain. What I should have specified is that I pull in close to six figures after taxes. My apologies for any miscommunication on my end. Edit 2. Some comments were suggesting I show her the thread. While I thought I was in the wrong, I didn't think I'd get an overwhelming amount of people pretty much in agreement with each other that her actions are gold diggerish. I don't know if it will make her more offended or the slap in the face she needs. Our first judgment comes from Purple Jaeger. Not the a-hole. The line, looking at buying us a house, more than seals the not the a-hole vote, let alone the fact her current luxury car you bought her is only 3 years old. You're looking long-term together, not a temporary status symbol. OP responds, I see our future in establishing generational wealth and having an actual house to grow up in for our kids in a good school district so they don't have to grow up how we grew up. I never saw my car as easily replaceable when I bought it. I saw it as a pat on the back to myself, which I genuinely don't give myself enough of. But I guess we don't see eye to eye. Laughing's Better chimes in, not the a-hole, but you are seeing the real her. Do you like it? Red flag. Moving on. Am I the a-hole for telling my son the truth about why my wife stopped talking to her parents? Her parents always looked down on me, and I can somewhat understand why, given my past and how me and my wife met. At 23, I was a homeless man. My wife was the first person who was nice to me. Almost got kicked out of this small restaurant when I was trying to avoid the rain. She was there and pretended that we were meeting, so they'd let me stay. Got a free meal, and we talked for a long time. She really helped turn my life around. Stuff like helping me fill out job applications. From there, we became good friends. 2 years after that, after getting my crap together, first thanks to her, I asked her out on a date. Her family never approved of our relationship because they thought I was trash due to how my life was when we met. Which again, I get it. But after 4 years of us being in a relationship, me having the same steady full-time job to help with the bills for years, they didn't even come to the wedding. Then when my son was born a year after, they still wanted nothing to do with us. So we haven't had contact in years since my son was a baby. Now he's 16, and they contacted us out of the blue. They still don't care to talk to either me or my wife, but they are willing to put their feelings aside to get to know him. We never went into details with him about why we don't talk to them, and he's never asked much before. We left the choice to him if he'd like to meet them, and he agreed to it. He's gone over to spend time on several occasions the past 3 months. Finally, the other day, he asked us why we didn't keep contact with them. To him, they seemed like nice people, so he doesn't get what the conflict was. They told him we stopped talking over a conflict we had, but left out that they were the ones who didn't want to see us. So we told him the truth. My son already knows about my past. That's something I never wanted to hide from him. We told him they never approved of our relationship because I used to be homeless, and they never wanted to be part of our lives since then. He got mad at them. Now they're mad at us. My son doesn't want to talk to them, and they sent us screenshots of some of the things he told them. No insults or inappropriate language, but just what he thought of them. And they think we're a-holes because they were finally building a relationship with him and we ruined it. For now, my son says he doesn't want to be involved with people like that. We've talked to him several times. He still hasn't changed his mind. It was my choice to tell him why, and my wife supported that. Now with how things have turned out, I wonder if I was the a-hole like they seem to think I am. First judgment from K. Kearns 3360. Not the a-hole. Did the grandparents actually expect you to lie about the reason for the estrangement? Honestly, I would consider OP and wife to be at fault if they didn't tell the son the truth. Edit to remove abbreviation. OP responded, they thought we just wouldn't go into detail about what the conflict was. One Tempt Reddit 2 responds, and we ruined it. You didn't ruin anything. If simply saying what happened ruins their relationship, the saying part isn't the problem, not the a-hole. Catherine Felinal says, I think I've seen it on this sub. If something can be ruined by the truth, then it wasn't real in the first place. But I might be misremembering. Greek American Dom chimes in with, not the a-hole. You shared the truth. If that reflects poorly on them, that's because they're the a-holes. What a great story, by the way. So great that you were able to get on your feet, find love, and have a family. On to the next one. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to make my friend a wedding dress for cost of materials? So I have a degree in fashion, which some people think means I can be their personal seamstress. I'm used to this problem, and I don't mind helping people out, but I never work for free. My pregnant friend recently reached out to me and asked me if I could make her wedding dress, and sent me the pictures of the idea she had in mind. It isn't exactly a simple dress, but also not the most complex I've ever done either. I told her I could sure do that for her, and it'd cost £600. She was shocked at this and told me she thought I'd do it for free, and she'd just pay for materials. I pointed out how many hours this would take me to do, and all the hand embroidery needed. Then I explained I was doing this for a quarter of the price I'd charge other people because she's my friend. At this point, she started to get very upset, telling me I have no idea how much stress she's under with the wedding and the fact she's pregnant, and how money is tight, and how this should be my wedding gift to her, and how great it'd look in my portfolio. I don't think I'm being unreasonable to want some money for this, but other friends are telling me it's horrible how I'm wanting to charge her for this, and it's not like I'm a high-end bridal shop. Am I being unreasonable? Puzzle-headed Cat 9147 chimes in. Not the a-hole. You're not being unreasonable at all. It takes time to do the work, and you already lowered the price. I don't like how they tried to use their pregnancy to get you to do it for free. DOP responded, some of my former classmates would charge extra for the pregnancy, as it'll mean more adjustments than normal over the coming weeks. I don't agree with it, but I know that's a thing. Expert Professional 9 thinks, not the a-hole. Looks great in portfolio, isn't going to pay the bills. Tralfamadorians Go says, be great in your portfolio. Reads like an influencer trying to get something for free because likes equals money. She's being ridiculous. She could still pay you for your time. The dress could still go into your portfolio, but you wouldn't be out hours upon hours of unpaid work. If she wants a fancy dress for cost, send her a link to a good sewing machine on Amazon and some YouTube tutorials. Otherwise, she needs to pay up. Not the a-hole. On to the next judgment call. Am I the a-hole for having the girl my brother got pregnant move in with me? I, 23 female, have a brother, 18 male, who I love with all my heart, but he's a little bit of a jerk to women. I've tried to tell him how messed up it is to cheat on women, etc., but he doesn't listen and thinks I'm just complaining. My husband and I live alone in a 4-bedroom home we bought to fill with children, but unfortunately we lost our daughter at 33 weeks pregnant, and after a few more losses, we accepted we won't have any biological children. That being said, there's 2 whole rooms in our house that aren't used for anything but storage. A few weeks ago, my brother told me he broke it off with his girlfriend after she told him she was pregnant and her parents kicked her out. He told her he wasn't ready for a kid and tried to get her to get an abortion. I immediately called her to find out where she was, picked her up, and invited her to come live with me, which she has been there the last 2 or so weeks. She's unsure if she wants to keep the baby or give it up for adoption, so there's also talks of us adopting her baby. But that doesn't matter. She would live with us anyway. My brother flipped out at me and told me it was incredibly inappropriate for his ex-girlfriend to live with me, and that I'm just trying to use her kid to replace my dead one, and I'm choosing her over him if she lives in my house. My parents agree it was incredibly inappropriate for her to live with me, and that it wasn't any of my business on what happened to her, and I was jeopardizing my relationship with my brother by doing this. Am I the a-hole? Edit. The conversation of us adopting her children was brought up entirely by her. My husband and I never even considered it. I do not think of her as a way to have a baby. I think she's a scared young girl pregnant with my niece or my nephew. If she decides to keep the baby, then I will be the most doting aunt I can be. If she decides she wants us to adopt the baby, then she will be the most doting aunt she can be. First judgment, Witch Chest, 4981. Wow, not the a-hole. But your brother and parents are a-holes. They would allow the mother of their grandchild to be homeless? You are a good person in taking her in. Baz the Baptist has another thought. Not the a-hole. You're a great person. She's carrying your potential niece or nephew and has no other support. Just make sure it isn't putting any pressure on her to adopt to you. OP chimes in. She's the one who actually brought up the adoption, so definitely no pressure from my side. Either way, that baby will be in my life. Last judgment from Fool Me Once, Shame on You. Not the a-hole. Your brother may be unhappy and uncomfortable with the situation, but he's also safe, has a roof over his head, and is casually avoiding taking any responsibility for his own behavior. In the meantime, this young woman has had her entire life thrown into disarray. She's not much more than a kid herself, pregnant, and was made homeless and dumped by her useless partner. You did good. You have given her a safe place to land while she figures things out, which is incredibly kind. As long as you're not coercing her into making decisions based on what's best for you and your husband, you are not the a-hole.